Taking care of business. Taking care of business and working overtime. Hey, good morning, everybody. Good Friday morning. So glad to hear you. Well, so glad to know that you're out there. Thank you for tuning in to the two best hours of local live talk radio here in East Mississippi and West Alabama. So glad to have you aboard with us. And of course, don't forget WALTmeridian.com and check us out there, Facebook. Right now, I know that our app, the WALT app, is undergoing some servicing. I don't know what they had to do. I think they had to take it in, change tires, change the oil filter, and do a lube,
blinker,
whatever they've got to do. Hear that voice, folks? Let me just first of all introduce myself. I'm Roger B. And Rob he's off today. And here in his place, we have, well, you hear him each Monday night on our sister station, WKZB 97.9 The Buzz, with mixed tapes with Paul Tarver. Let's welcome to the studio, Mr. Paul Tarver.
Hey, y'all, it's Paul.
Hey, good to see you, man. It's been a minute since we worked together.
I know. It seems like it's been a whole presidential election in between our last visit.
Wow. And that just seems like it just happened last Tuesday.
I know. It's crazy.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Time flies when you get old.
Well, I'm very much interested to hear a little bit more your take on what happened this week and other thoughts about what's going on around our state and our community.
I have lots of thoughts. I'm not sure you want to put any on the radio.
I got a feeling there'll be some good ones.
We'll see.
And of course, we're going to be taking thoughts and calls from folks out there. And so we give you our number so that you will call us at 601-485-9191, 601-485-9191. That gets you here in the studio with us.
Can I ask you, I want to go back to something you said when you were introducing me. You were talking about being on the sister station and you called some letters out. I thought the call letters from the station was BUZZ. It's not?
It's not. That's the branding name of the station. But
I've been in there 6 years and I didn't know they had like a W. What do you call it? KZB?
WKZB.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Buzz. You learned something new.
97.9 The Buzz.
God, can you imagine I'm coming up on 300 episodes?
And here's the crazy thing about that selection. Now, there's I think it was either Al Brown or Art Matthews that came up with that name, that tag years ago when the station, these stations changed hands over the years, whatever. But the point is, there was a time when I owned the station for a while, as you well know.
Sure.
In fact, we're the ones that came up with this. Well, you're the one that came up with a brilliant idea to do a mixtape show with Paul Tarver on Monday nights, and I came up with the brilliant idea of saying yes to it.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'd be sitting alone in my back room going, "Up next, I've got a song from Marvin Gaye," and nobody.
Your wife says, "Are you coming for supper?"
Yeah, that would be a whole different kind of story.
But I became educated when I owned the station because the company in Nashville, Tennessee,
right,
that owns the right to those four letters,
really,
came to me wanting to redo the contract. And instead of doing the same amount for the 20-year or 10-year period that the previous owner had, they instead of like 500 or whatever a year for 10 years, it's like, okay, no, we want that every year now. Oh yeah, there's to have the buzz on that branding. A company in Nashville gets a nice little check every year.
Well, yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah, it is interesting.
And I started trying to think of now 4-letter words that I could copyright. But usually the ones that come to mind, people don't put on radio stations.
I did a show just a couple weeks ago called "Ain't a Word," and I said that was a 4-letter word we could say on the radio. I don't think "ain't" would be a good trademark for a radio station, but it ain't Mama's radio.
This ain't your Mama's radio. Hey, that
might work.
There could be a twist in that. But anyway, that's the information you didn't really ask for, but I gave it to you.
It's interesting, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be part of the
cool. You're the one writing the checks.
Well,
like, what? We got to pay this to have this? Really?
I'm just glad to be part of the history of the station. It's been a fun ride.
And the ride still continues, folks, because you can tune in to WKCB 97.9 The Buzz on Monday nights at 7 o'clock and hear mixtapes with Paul Tarver. And I'll just have to admit, my life has changed dramatically since we started this, and I don't get to hear the show as often as I used to.
It's cool because I understand that, but we've had a lot of new people come along that didn't have radios, and they tune in on Monday night. They tell me about it. It's really strange, but it's cool. I mean, I'm in for it. But
don't you feel good that the newer generation is learning what a radio is?
Yeah, and we actually have a significant number of people under the age of 25 who tune in as well. So typically our listenership runs 50 and older,
right?
But we have a nice chunk of people that are coming in on the early side, and I think that's partly due to the resurgence of albums. People are rediscovering vinyl, and they're going back and buying the old records, and it's fun to watch that happen. And here's the other thing too: it goes along with the fact that most of pop music today sucks. It just does. Back in the day, to get a record contract, you had to be able to play music, you had to be able to sing, right? Exactly. Which means you sounded as good in live as you do on stage or on studio. So,
and I love the liner on our other sister station, 105.7 Country Legend.
Yeah, don't leave them.
It says, rapping with a southern accent is not country. So today's country music kind of misses a lot.
And you'll appreciate this on mixtapes.
So we have all the good music, folks.
You'll appreciate this on mixtapes last week. Monday night, I started the show off with a Lefty Frizzell song, and 3 songs later, I played a Merle Haggard song.
Oh man!
Yeah,
look at you.
If it fits, it plays. That's the way I would look at it.
Well, and it's a great program because when you tune into Mixtapes with Paul Tarver, you're not only hearing some of the songs you've always liked or you're learning to like even now, but you're hearing some of the stories behind it that it's like when I hear a fact about rock and roll that I've never known before, I bet Paul knows that. I have it in my notes. I bet Paul said that somewhere.
I have it in my notes.
Oh, man, or when I think, he was in that group when they started out? Oh, wow. Well, I bet Paul knows that.
Sometimes. Look, part of this has been a trip of discovery for me too. I mean, I thought I knew a lot when I started, but I realized about a year in that I was woefully inadequate for doing what I was doing.
Kind of like the late night talk show hosts are finding out about their adequacy on political commentary.
The class act of all of them is Jay Leno.
I'm sorry. I just pushed this right into the political.
No, that's okay because I'm prepared to take this on. You had what was it? Kimmel was crying the other night.
Crying.
Colbert was lecturing as he usually does, and I'm sure Jimmy's not real happy with things. Not Jimmy. What's the other one?
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's exactly what I think of. Yeah. Who's the other one?
So Jay Leno. Yeah. Well, I don't pay attention to either of those. And then you got all those other, ones that are way out there, John Oliver and all those guys. But the one that got me was Jay Leno came out and said he won fair and square, fair election. I appreciate democracy, and I was like, he voted for Trump.
Yeah, he did. Go, Jay.
So to this, I've always thought Jay was a class act, and here he is coming up and being a class act all over again.
Well, and it's like somebody mentioned about, you pull out, there's those of us out there that remember Johnny Carson.
Sure.
And, whenever there was a change in, he looked at it as, this whole Washington or California political machine, it's just fodder for jokes no matter what party.
Sure.
And so you really didn't know where he leaned as far as politics goes.
Well, he may have leaned a little left, but at the end of the day, when he was making jokes, everybody was fair game.
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't just personal, it wasn't personal. It was just like, hey, here's something this person said, make a joke about it. Here's something that someone across the aisle said, so he's make a joke about it. And it's just,
I don't know if you noticed, but on YouTube, occasionally you can go out and search for Johnny Carson, and you have all of these interviews that he did over the years with various people.
Mm-hmm.
So movie stars, TV stars, politicians. It's fun to go to some of those and see how good of an interviewer he was.
Oh yeah.
He's subtle, but he was good.
He didn't cry when Ronald Reagan was elected.
No.
In fact, he had Ronald Reagan on the show when he was governor. So
sure did.
He just he saw this as an opportunity. Everything was fair game.
Well,
it wasn't a matter of trying. Here's the difference. At that time, NBC, late night NBC, was not trying to push a liberal agenda.
Well, here's the thing. Let's put it in context. If you're in a business, do you want to eliminate 50% of your potential business?
Evidently, some of them do.
Apparently, they do. And I don't understand that. I don't get that.
Yeah.
I can have my beliefs. I don't have to force it on anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I have people who work for me who don't necessarily agree with the same beliefs I have, but that's okay. We'll get along. We're fine.
Yeah.
Right.
You have a job to do. Let's do it.
Here on this show, we're expected to do political stuff. That's what people are expecting. Monday night, I don't do that.
Right.
Monday night, I'm trying to gather the biggest audience I can get.
Mm-hmm.
So, don't touch the third rail of politics if you're playing rock and roll. I mean, it's just not the way to do it.
You just don't do that.
Right? But I don't understand why, like, Oprah or Cardi B or some of these actors who came up with celebrity endorsers. I hope they got paid a lot of money, because at the end of the day, their credibility has been shot.
Well, I'll take the case. Always enjoyed this stupid humor of Will Ferrell. And then when he did that ad for Kamala, it's like, why? Why did you do that? Oh, it didn't dawn on me. She probably, it was an income. That's probably what it was. It was like, hey, it's
well, they agree with that approach, because here's the problem. These people come in, they get successful, and therefore they feel like they are more intelligent than everybody else, and that they need to change the world because they're given these blessings.
You want to use their celebrity for good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the thing is, use your celebrity for celebrity. Back in the day when we had real movie stars, think of Jimmy Stewart. Think of Cary Grant. These guys, you would never know what their beliefs are. What you got was Jimmy Stewart goes and serves in the military. Okay, I know where he stands.
You kind of know where he stands, and he don't have to say a word.
Okay. Now, John Wayne was probably one of the first to come out and actually be political in the 60s when he was in support of the troops and support of Vietnam. God bless John Wayne.
Which made him unpopular among some.
Right. But that was not the norm. That was why it stood out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then everybody says, well, you like Ronald Reagan. Look at him. He was an entertainer, a politician. But because he switched careers. I mean.
But here's the problem. Cardi B comes out and she does her celebrity endorsement, and I can't even protest it because I don't buy her records.
That's right. So you're already a non-factor.
Yeah.
I came up with a little ditty driving in this morning. I like to share one with Todd Berry when I walked in the studio, and I just trying to think what I could say. Here's what I came up with. It was like, if you're on the side of Harris and you find yourself crying, look at what you're selling, because America ain't buying.
Burma shade.
Boosh. Is that all right?
Perfect.
Did I do okay?
I think you do those signs out on the street.
That was from the mailbox to the parking lot there.
Sure.
Like,
Burma shade. Just make sure.
We've got a caller on the line. Let's go there to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to our show.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Glorious morning, ain't it?
It's a glorious. Amen.
Yes.
But anyway, you guys talking about them celebrities back to Kamala Harris.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that Bon. I should have known Bon Jovi was a man.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and you know the one that really surprised me, Willie Nelson.
Oh, Willie? Yeah, but Willie's so high most of the time he doesn't know. So I'll say this: I'll give Willie a little bit of a pass because he does raise money for farmers and try to help the farmers out.
Well, yeah, I get you on that.
And I don't think.
And Bruce Springsteen,
yeah,
they could pack their bags and move to Israel. I mean, move to somewhere over overseas. I don't care. I don't care.
Don't worry. They threaten it all the time, but they never do it.
And just
when I listen to the buzz and Bruce Springsteen comes on, I turn my radio off.
Wow. Now you're diehard there. You are diehard there.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I have one no play ban on mixtapes. I have one artist I will never play on mixtape.
Dixie Chicks.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's Bryan Adams. And that's because as a Canadian, he came down and told Mississippi that we didn't know what we were doing and he would never play here our ways. said, okay, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, bye. Bye.
Okay, then. I feel you on that one, man. I do. But anyway, all these singers that I used to like that went left, I don't care. Nothing for their music anymore.
Well, here's the thing. You can that can actually work against you to some degree. I mean, here's the thing. What they say today is not necessarily how I feel about their music back in the day.
Yeah.
And sometimes what you have to do, and I'm sure you hear this all the time.
Yeah,
you have to separate the art from the artist sometimes.
Yeah. I know that. But Bruce Springsteen, he went in for Hillary, and he goes.
Here's a good example of what you're saying, Paul, that it doesn't work in my case. Just like he's saying, he's talking about Bruce Springsteen. I never really cared for Springsteen even before I really knew his political stuff. But the point is, I have a hard time. I used to love De Niro. I watched De Niro movies.
Yeah.
But since he has come out as vehemently as he has over the years, I can't disassociate the artist from the art now. I cannot watch the De Niro movie.
Well, that's the Brian Adams moment for me. I mean, there's a line you cross and I can't come back from that. I think Oprah crossed that line this go around.
Oh, Oprah crossed that line years ago.
Well, I was prepared to let her do her thing, and she got out there and claimed that women wasn't going to have the right to vote if Trump won.
She didn't at all have her feelings hurt when her ratings were increased by Donald Trump coming on her show years ago.
No.
That's right.
And all these newspapers that are wailing probably won't be gnashing their teeth because he's going to save them from the because I'm sure their paper is going to pick up and sell more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos is already.
Bob Seger far better than what's his name? I can't think.
Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a way better.
Well, I'll take a sip of coffee to that.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Well, listen, I appreciate you talking to us and letting us know how you feel.
Thank you.
You too. But yeah, there's a point where you do that to some extent, and there's some that I will disassociate the art from the artist. But when it comes to some, it's just like, okay, you've just really really gone too far.
I think De Niro is probably one of those examples of just the derangement syndrome is too much. Tell me this. Can you tell me what political bent Jack Nicholson is?
Not really.
I can't either.
Not really.
Here's the thing about Hollywood. Here's the key to Hollywood.
And I have a feeling that Robert Redford probably votes liberal, but I don't know that for sure.
But he does.
But I still like him.
But he's not in your face like De Niro.
Mm.
It's one thing. I don't disagree with somebody having a differing opinion of me. What I have trouble with is them beating me over the head with it. Okay,
and demeaning you if you don't agree with it.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the things we saw in this thing was that you're garbage if you support Trump.
Right.
Well, I had to do this. This was really subtle feedback. I went in and changed my profile picture on Facebook to Oscar in the garbage eating. And so after the election, you know what I did? I found a picture that said "Justice for Peanut Squirrel." So I'm being very subtle in my approach.
There you go.
So I figured, look, I don't mind if you have a different opinion.
Right.
Okay. But don't be me. Hollywood, if you want to know where somebody stands, if they're not telling you, they're on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's dangerous to hold a different opinion than the Hollywood elite, right?
So Matthew McConaughey is a conservative.
I'm just saying, if he's not out there beating you over the head over it, he's at least the middle of the roader.
I think I heard him at a distance after the election. All right.
How late did you stay up Tuesday night?
2:30.
2:30.
Too late. I'll tell you right now.
I stayed up too late. I stayed up for the speech. I got to tell you.
I said, come on, Don, get out there and do this speech thing.
I could tell that the road was wearing him down by that point. Well, the adrenaline was gone.
You've got a nearly 80 man who's been up to 2:30. I mean, been out on.
He did 4 rallies the day before.
Yeah.
In different parts of the country. And he was doing 4 or 5 a day. Mm-hmm. And Kamala had the temerity to say, that he was hiding from the public.
I like the way you said temerity. You stopped short of saying the Conan or the whatever.
Yeah, she had the gall
There
to
you go.
say that he was hiding from the press and that he wasn't giving interviews. He sat down for 3 hours with Joe Rogan.
But here's the thing about it. Here's the luxury that people like Kamala Harris and everybody on the left Democrat side, they know that the people they're talking to will believe them because they don't know otherwise.
They don't look for answers otherwise.
That's right. So they can say whatever, they can tell whatever lie they want. And that's why you have this emotional meltdown, because everybody on their side just can't believe it. They can't believe there's a majority of Americans out there that just disagree with everything that they have put their whole life into.
J.D. Vance explained how and why Kamala lies. I'll explain it after the break because I know we got a break.
You knew it.
Y'all come back because you got to hear this. It's funny.
That's right. And we're going to be talking about another one of our great sponsors. So we're going to tell you when we come back where to go get breakfast. So
yes,
that's always important.
Yep.
We'll be right back. I'm Roger. Paul Tarver, PT's in the house with us today.
What up?
And we'll be back. When we want to from listener Tammy saying that she's listening on the app. So the app must be back up and running. Came out of the oil change, I guess. Hope it's running better.
Standing in the rain with his head hung low, couldn't get a ticket. It was a sold-out show. Heard the roar of the crowd. He could picture the scene. Put his head to the wall, and like a distant dream, he heard one shout. Blow him away. And the very next day, on a beat in a second-hand store, didn't know how to play it, but he knew that one guitar. When just one guitar, one way, was the one way, only one way to go. So here ain't never gotta get on my way. Somebody gonna make that do and me and you.
Let's see now. Paul Torrey. Guess what group performed that there?
That's what happens when you let foreigners in here.
That's what happens. Foreigner. Yes, indeed. Jukebox Hero. There you go. Any stories behind that group?
Yeah. Well, yeah. But
I know that's a different show. Tune in Monday night.
I'm still thinking of the foreigner joke. It was pretty funny.
That was good. Let's tell people where to get breakfast this morning, or maybe lunch this afternoon, or maybe dinner tonight, or maybe a midnight snack in the middle of the night, because I think the hours on there are no hours on this door of this store.
They're open 24/7 from what I understand. And although lunch doesn't get served till 10:30, you can go right now and get your good breakfast, and they make good breakfast, and you can go get it. And you're probably going to need it. We got another hour and 20 minutes worth of the show, and you need to keep your energy level up.
That's right.
So today for lunch, though,
that's at the Magnolia Restaurant.
At the Magnolia Restaurant, you beat me to the punch.
Sorry,
it's okay. At the Queen City truck stop, right inside, you can go in. It's obvious where all people sit. They're eating. That's where you need
That's
to
go.
That's a clue. Just follow the cars and go to the Magnolia Restaurant. Today is Friday. It is fish day, so they got fried catfish fillets. If you're Cajun, red beans and rice and sausage over red beans and sausage over rice. I'll get it right in a minute. Hamburger steak and onion gravy, and you can get fried chicken. You can get the usual stuff.
Yeah,
but it is Friday, so we need some catfish.
There you go.
Check that out. And it's the only place in town that I really love the fact that you can exchange a vegetable for a dessert. I think cobbler works as a vegetable, don't you?
Absolutely. It's got fruit in it.
Banana pudding. There's your fruit.
Banana.
That's right. You can get your fruits and vegetables at the Magnolia Restaurant in the Queen City truck stop. Tell them we sent you.
So what you're saying is I have a choice. I can buy those little jars of pills that they advertise on the cable TV all the time.
Yeah.
Or I can just go eat at the Magnolia Restaurant.
Yeah, you can do that.
I think I'll just go to the Magnolia Restaurant.
It tastes a lot better.
Get my fruits and vegetables.
I use the gummy vitamins, but it still tastes better.
Just go get it straight. Mornings at Meridian. Glad you're out there tuned in. Paul Tarver in for Rob Atkinson, who's off today. And let's go to the phones. Good morning, caller. Welcome to our show.
Good morning to American.
Has my man.
My fellow garbage. My fellow garbage.
My fellow trash. Hey, Has, I'm going to ask you this question. Have you been sleeping better this week?
Oh, man. Once me and God had to talk when I watched it go 277, it's just like, yeah, I'm going to make it. You know?
Did you stay up for Trump's Tuesday night or Wednesday morning?
I don't do TV.
Oh, okay.
My blood pressure gets too high. and since we're on the radio, people need me, kids. We have the power, and we have the power to turn the TV off or the radio off, and let them go out of business, man.
Sure.
Put them on their feet. John Hayes I think he might be right. He said the best knife on TV is the one.
There you go.
But I got some, some multi-billionaire. Oh man, that's the nonsense of everything. He needs to sign on his desk overall, kind of like Harry Truman had, the buck stop.
Right.
But it needs to be a nice, beautiful piece of work, laser engraved and fill the letters in gold or color that show up good. No weapon formed by the enemy shall prosper against me.
Ooh. Ho, ho, ho.
Is that's strong as a garlic and onion milk?
That's straight up. That's good stuff.
Uh-huh. And if I was Trump, everything and everybody goes. We start brand new, no moles, no trolls, no popes. Nothing but my people I put in here. No holdovers, nothing.
Mm.
And I think he'll have his whole cabinet put together pretty quick. And so when he takes over from office again, he'll hit the ground running. He'll hit the ground running, solving problems and make America great.
As he said, promises made, promises kept.
That's exactly correct.
That's what needs to be on the desk.
Mm.
That's correct. And the Excel pipeline will pick back up and running again with the blowing hose in the ground, our own energy source.
Mm.
And these universities get the students have classes, they have process time, or they got deep and line and color books.
Oh wait, did you read about Georgetown? They had Lego for college.
These are so. This is a follow-on generation.
Mm.
Oh my God!
It's time for me to go to my safe space. Y'all keep talking. I've got to go to my safe space.
I'm in.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God! It's pitiful when you say this.
Mm.
And you look at this. This is the follow-on generation. And what are we going to have next? We're going to have basic training and all services. Oh, the 2 hours. No.
I'm hopeful that the reason these people make news is that, like the old story, is because they're so few and far between. That's why they're making news. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
That's not the majority.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
Let's hope that they're, just a bit of scum in the bottom of the barrel. The better spread the dregs of society, the dregs of the country. We don't do dregs. We get the top. We want cream. We don't want the scum at the bottom. And I believe Trump is definitely going to try to do everything he can to make this country great again. And I hope everybody that believes in America will support him. And these other people, it's like, they're going to leave. Get up and go, man.
They won't.
Get up and go.
They won't.
No, there's no place they could go and run that mouth like that. Somebody kneeling down the street, put a bullet in the back of their head.
Oh, easy there.
And well, that's true. They don't feel that in these other countries.
You're right. You're right. So, speaking, have you been reached? Has the Trump administration reached out to you yet for Secretary of Defense? Has
no.
No.
Tell you
Okay.
what, I mean, I'm not a techie. I grew up in a different time period.
I think I thought he'd do better at Border Patrol.
You know what? I've got just a job for you, Has. I have just a job for you, and I'm gonna have to get a message to Trump as quick as I can.
What is that?
I want you to be the White House press secretary.
Oh Lord!
Well,
Oh Lord!
I think I can handle that.
I believe you could. You're saying what back there?
He might actually answer Steve
I know
Ducey's
we're
questions.
not laughing and just carrying on.
Yeah.
But like I said, I grew up in a different time. I'm not a techie, but if I could get a message to President Trump, I stand at the ready to serve my president in my country in any capacity that I can.
There you go.
Don't get any better than that.
There you go.
And like I said, you know, I look for wonderful things to be happening in America. The economy, the inflation rate to go down. People can make groceries affordable again.
There you go. Make groceries affordable again.
That's exactly correct.
Good,
and all the weekend liners, all the liberal judges, all that mess.
That would be
Put it in the garbage can, Johnny.
That would be him.
Take that garbage stuff out and haul them.
That doesn't roll off the tongue like that.
Yeah, maggot.
Yeah, that's right. We're taking you to the maggot stuff. Garbage.
Mercy. Okay.
But, you know, I really am, man, I tell you what, like I said, Veterans Day, and he stands a little taller. The salute will be a little snappier in the colors. They have the national anthem.
Well,
I will be a proud American again.
All right.
So everybody try to attend the ceremony.
Well, you just kind of set up our next guest. We appreciate that.
So Roger.
All right. Good job there. It's Mornings in Meridian. You two. We'll take a call a little bit later, but we have some guests. A little bit nervous at first when an attorney sticks his head in the door and he's got his suit on, and ties all nice and crisp, and hair's combed just right. I'm thinking, what did we do?
Yeah, that's your truth. Because when I saw it was him, I would breathe the sigh of relief.
No, that's a whole different thing. Coming into the studio to talk about some things coming up when it comes to veterans and the program coming up on Monday. We have, let's grab this microphone, get a little bit closer. We have attorney is it Tommy Horn.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, sir. Well, glad you're here. You've got some company with you there. Who escorted you in here?
We have Mike out, Patrick Kirby with.
All right, Mike and Patrick. Good to see you again. Glad to have you back in the studio.
We got Mike on the camera, and you're gonna have to come around at some point so everybody gets the picture.
What's this?
Oh wait, we got a pivot.
What's this?
Roger's got
What's
camera
this?
control.
I'm just doing a.
I didn't put my makeup on.
It's okay. I didn't either. They let me in anyway. Don't worry about it.
Patrick, we'd be scared to see no makeup on you. That just would bother us tremendously. But anyway, our caller was talking about Veterans Day, and here you are to talk about what's coming up for Veterans Day and when and where and what all is happening.
Well, this morning, actually, Mr. Algie Davis has a program at Southeast at 9:30. So that's everybody's invited to come.
A great traditional program down there where the veterans are recognized and the children in the Southeast School are educated.
That's right. But I'm here on behalf of the Veterans Day Planning Committee, and that's a group of several different organizations. And we're here again trying to put this on for Monday, November the 11th. That's this Monday at 10 a.m. at the Doughboy Monument. So just to kind of guide that, Memorial Day ceremony tribute has always been at the old courthouse. This one is going to be at the Doughboy Monument in downtown Meridian. And so that we ask people to come at 10. It's actually going to, the tribute's going to begin at 10:30. Our keynote speaker is Captain Justin Coach from the Training Wing 1 here at NAS Meridian.
He's the Commodore at NAS Meridian.
That's right. I've always admired some of the terminology additions. Commodore would be a very old term, right? So it's not an actual current pay grade, right? So I imagine that's a 6th-level officer. I like the term Commodore.
It is good.
That harkens back to the traditions, probably before the United States was created. Later Monday, we're invite all veterans to VFW Post 79. That's the one over by NCC for lunch. And I think we're having gravy steak this time as a departure from the standard pulled pork barbecue, which I welcome. I think a lot of people would. But also on that same day, Monday, we have step off at 3 p.m. for 23rd Avenue for the parade. The lineup, if you plan to participate rotate is at 2 p.m. at that same place. And there is no a lot of red tape or anything, but they just like to keep track of who's going into it. And you can still reach out to me. We had somebody from NAS reach out to me yesterday, and we got them applied for it. It's past the quoted deadline on there. It's not really a hard deadline. So we have even up to today to kind of get those applications in. So we're looking forward to everybody coming out. And the special emphasis for Monday is one, is to celebrate all veterans, and that's the departure from Memorial Day. There to honor people who have died in war and conflicts. But the celebration on Monday is for any veteran who has served in any branch in any time period. And it's also, we ask, it's not just for military. We ask for those in the community, whether you have a connection to the military or not, just to come out and support, because it's one of the civic traditions that are very important. And we're trying to make sure it doesn't die off like other civic-minded organizations and traditions that have since in the past decade or so.
Oh, very good.
Quick question. Talking about the event at the Doughboy Monument, are they going to be blocking off the street there for people to park around and walk in, or is it going to be gathering on the lawn that you're going to be right up at the monument? Okay.
Yeah, the city.
So people need to know that if they're going downtown, even if they're not going for the event, that there will be some disruption related. Justified. Let me say justified. But I want to make sure
that you guys grab that mic, Patrick.
I just want to make sure they're going to be able to come right up to the.
They will. They'll be able to. The seats are going to be in the street.
Gotcha.
The police department's going to have, the fire department can be assisting as well in blocking off that entire intersection, which will span from 7th Street there on 23rd Avenue, and will also take out 6th Street, so and 5th, I think.
Right.
So it'll go on up to there. So you'd have to go around City Hall on that route if you're coming down southbound on 23rd.
I just think that's more intimate if the closer you can get to the monument.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we're going to have all that taken care of. The city's already got it found out. So the recreation will have seats out there, chairs. We'll have everything set up.
Right.
And of course, again, the luncheon afterwards for the veterans. That's always a nice tradition at VFW Post 79.
Absolutely.
Veterans can go get fed.
I'm assuming the mayor will be there.
I'm hoping the mayor will be there. I've invited all civic leaders.
No. I was referring to the mayor of Sucalina.
Oh, well.
We've got the character on our show that calls in from time to time.
I'm sure he'll be there.
We call him the mayor of Sucalina.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be there.
But yeah, the mayor of the city of Meridian should be there as well.
Should be there.
That's right. Very good. All right. Well, this is all coming up, and there's plenty of time to plan it into your schedule, folks. And I'm sure that if you just talk to your employer and say, "Hey, could I have an hour or so to go downtown and celebrate the veterans?" I bet you might find some understanding with some bosses. I would think.
Yeah.
Well, I would hope so.
Well, I have one thing. We make a distinction between Veterans Day and Memorial Day. When the Veterans Day, though, is anyone who's a veteran, living, active, inactive, passed away. That's for anyone who's
absolutely
correct.
If you go back, the fact of the matter is the importance of Veterans Day on November 11th not only preserves the historical significance of the date, but it also keeps focus on the attention of the most important part of Veterans Day. It's a celebration to honor America's veterans for their patriotism, their love of country, their willingness to serve, and their sacrifice for the common good. Yep. That is what it's all about. I mean, Memorial Day is very important because it remembers our past.
I just didn't want people thinking that just because the person you're celebrating is passed,
that is
would
correct.
Exclude you from participating.
No, they're welcome as well. It's just a Memorial Day is set aside so we don't forget those who've made the ultimate sacrifice.
And quite frankly, Veterans Day is nice because we have ones like I had a great uncle who was POW on the 10th. He did not pass during the war. He was ripe old age, 80-something.
Outstanding. Right? He made it home.
He was, emaciated when he got here, but they made him stay until they got him back on his feet. But, he doesn't get as celebrated in my mind on Memorial Day as he does on Veterans Day.
Absolutely.
He not only served, he was a POW and survived a lot of hardships to get back to the United States.
He's still with us today?
No, he passed probably 15, 20 years ago. ago. But I had the opportunity when I was in college to go down and do an interview. This is one thing I wanted to bring up. I did a paper on him, actually having him relay his experiences. A lot of these veterans are passing away every day, losing history. And this is a grand opportunity to go with your grandpa or your father or somebody and ask questions that you would normally ask and try to keep that history alive.
I would hope that some of the nursing homes that do have some of these veterans to bring them to the parade. I mean, it would be great to have them at the ceremony, but it's early. But the parade doesn't start till 3, and it starts setting up at 2. We can get them out there on the streets, on the streets, and so that we can have so we can give them a standing ovation.
But it's also so I'm a new dad, so bringing kids to something like this is an imperative too, because it starts that the culture of patriotism in them, which is probably second only to bringing them to church. So.
Right.
Well, congratulations on being a dad. How old is your child?
He's 3 years old.
Oh, fantastic.
He's sleeping better now.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say he's back to sleeping again. Now, I want to hear the guy that drew the child's chair here. Come on into the microphone. There's it, Mike. Yeah, Mike.
I'm Mike out for the Strong Together Foundation.
All right. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the Strong Together Foundation supports veterans and their families who have been affected by suicide. Veterans to suicide. And I want to encourage everybody to come out to these different veteran celebrations between now and Monday. But come out and celebrate the veterans. A nation is judged by how it treats its veterans.
Yeah.
And, if we want young men to sign up to be in the military, we're all volunteer service now, and hope we will stay that way for quite some time. If we want them to sign up and serve in the military, we need to show them how their veterans are treated and how they'd be treated afterwards. So come out and celebrate the veterans, fly the flags, and let them know they're appreciated. Today, November the 8th at 1:30, we have a veteran celebration at the new East Mississippi Memorial Park at M Street, right at the gate of Two Field. Jeff Summerlin is put this underway with construction that is a landmark for Meridian, and it's a beautiful park. We've got a wall of remembrance out there. There's a jet on a pedestal. And today at 1:30, we're going to have a memorial celebration, a memorial ceremony out there. We'd like to invite everybody to come to that. It's about a 45 minute, an hour ceremony. And let's say Colonel Robert Brett Bertrand is director of counter drug training program at Mississippi National Guard, NAS, and he'll be keynote speaker. We've got some special music that'll be played out there, and we'll have a flyover. So with weather permitting, so that's going to be tremendous.
And what time again is this?
It's at 1:30 today.
Today. All right. There you have it. It's 1:30 today. Of course, you'll have time to get down to Southeast School at 9:30 for Algie Davis, a great program down there. And of course, Monday is Veterans Day, the day itself. And just know that just going to have it starts at 10 o'clock down at the Doughboy Monument. The streets will be closed. Keynote speaker, Captain Justin Cush from NAS Meridian. He's the Commodore out there. And then lunch for the veterans at the VFW Post 79. After that, parade at 3.
We are fortunate to live in a very patriotic community that supports the military, whether it's the Navy base or the National Guard or the veterans that came from this area. And thank you guys for keeping that history alive. It's very important, and I think it's the heart and soul of any good community.
Tommy Horn, thank you for coming in here.
Thank y'all for having us.
And Mike Couch, thank you. Patrick Kirby, always good to see you. Come back, see it. And with that, folks, we're going to go to Fox News, and we'll be back.
That's Fox's Evan Brown. President-elect Trump has made history as he plans to take over January 20th, making the first woman to be White House Chief of Staff ever, Susie Wiles.
She's a longtime Florida-based Republican strategist who ran President Trump's campaign in the state in 2016 and 2020. She served as a senior advisor and campaign co-chair in 2024. Trump and others have called her the Ice Maiden because of her powerful yet unknown role in the party.
Fox reports saying that Israel has flown some of its citizens home from the Netherlands. after they were attacked in Amsterdam by a group of fans, a mob chanting free Palestine, after a soccer game featuring an Israeli team.
After the game, footage shows Israeli fans being kicked and stomped on the ground, running, even jumping into Amsterdam's famous canals to escape. The attack is being condemned by the King of the Netherlands as an anti-Semitic crime.
Fox's Medfin in Tel Aviv, 5 of the fans are hospitalized. A wildfire fueled by hurricane-force wind gusts keeps scorching Southern California, prompting thousands of evacuations. Ventura County Fire Captain Trevor Johnson says
firefighters were right off the bat engaged and pulling people out of their houses and saving lives.
Lives saved, dozens of homes lost, neighbors helpless, left only to watch it burn from a safe distance.
The last goes to Fox 11 TV. America's listening to Fox News.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation welcomed U.S. Army Specialist Brent Menard into a new mortgage-free smart home in Florida while on a road clearance mission in Afghanistan. While Brent's vehicle was blown up by an improvised explosive device, Brent became a T4 paraplegic. Tunnel to Towers built him a specially adapted smart home that allows severely injured heroes like Brett to live more independently. We hope you'll donate $11 a month so this great work can continue. Go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org. You know, the big wireless companies want you to
Oh, yes, we're taking care of business here at Mornings in Meridian. It's now the second hour of the two best hours of local live talk radio here in East Mississippi, West Alabama. Roger here with you on this Friday morning. Rob is off today, so we have Paul Barber.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man, doing great. Glad to have you here, bud.
All right, it's fun.
Haven't worked with you in a while.
I know, it's been a while.
So, because I'm usually going away, so people are usually filling in for me.
Yeah,
So-
well, I'm not saying who, but I have filled in for you more than once.
I appreciate that. Oh, man. Well, we've got a lot to talk about this morning. We have callers on the line. We have a guest in the studio, and so we're going to get to all of this. But we got to tell you folk about Jeffrey Wilson because he is a great citizen for this community, which means he carries that over into his business, and he's a great insurance representative.
You know, I've been friends with Jeffrey for close to 30 years now, being in the Optimus Club together, side by side.
You've never asked him to borrow money then?
No.
Okay, good.
So here's the deal, though. I know the most important thing about your insurance agent is he should have a heart for serving people and taking care of folks.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeffrey Wilson, I can tell you, without it, has that heart. I know the programs that he's involved with, Fellowship of Christian Athletes and Optimus Club. As I said, I worked in the trenches with him side by side. I know he cares. I know he works hard, and I know he works hard for you. And when you combine your home and auto with State Farm and with Jeffrey Wilson, you can save an average of $889. Jeffrey is ready to help you do that anytime. All you got to do is give him a call at 601-483-8253. That's 601-483-8253. And just say, look, I need a good neighbor or a good
neighbor,
whatever you prefer.
A good neighbor.
Well, all I can tell you is that Jeffrey is the epitome of a good neighbor, and he'll be a great insurance agent for you.
All right. It's Mornings in Meridian. We've got a caller on the line. Let's take the call, and then we'll get to our guest. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, dear gentlemen. It's Chief Nelson.
Chief Ricky Nelson, how are you today, sir?
Okay. Just want to remind everyone two things for you. On Saturday, VFW 1204 is having a steady dinner plate for $10, and they're having a garage sale or yard sale, whatever you want to call it. And it all starts at 1 o'clock and goes on until.
All right. So spaghetti lunch at 1?
Yes, sir.
$10 a plate at the VFW 1212, and that's located where?
That is 1531 8th Avenue.
All right. There you go. 1531 8th Avenue, VFW 1212, spaghetti dinner, and some fun and things going on at 1 o'clock on. That's tomorrow, Saturday.
That is correct.
Very good. Thank you.
And the second thing I wanted to say, you had people on there about the Veterans Day for Monday.
Right.
They need to call me at 601-917-1007. I'm the coordinator, and I'm trying to get everybody lined up in their certain spots that we have. Because right now we actually got 4 fire trucks, only 3 floats.
Mm-hmm.
I got four vans.
Mm-hmm.
Southeast, Meridian, High Northeast, West Lauderdale are playing.
Yeah.
And some motorcycles. And I got to spread all that out so it's kind of even.
All right. So you're the coordinator for the parade.
That is affirmative.
All right. So you want to call Ricky at 601-917. What's those last 4?
Number 1-007. Number nice guy 007.
Number 1, nice guy 007. There you are. 601-917-1007. Good on you there. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief Richard Nelson right there. All right. Good call. Getting things all lined up for this Veterans Day weekend. I guess, how do you do that? Veterans Day weekend or Veterans Weekend? Let's just say Veterans Weekend.
I like Veterans.
Might as well.
So when you have Friday through Sunday, it's a long weekend. If you're going to do Saturday through Monday, is that still a long weekend?
I think so.
Okay.
I think that qualifies. I think that qualifies.
Just checking.
Yeah, that's right. Well, let's see here. We're going to get to our guest here in just a moment. I hope you're not in a big hurry, Lisa. Are you okay? You okay? All right. Lisa Scruggs is here with us. And we're going to be talking about some mistletoe. So that's coming up. But let's take this phone call here right now. Good morning. Welcome to our show.
Good morning. How are you?
Joe!
Yes, baby. Happy days are here again.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm so much gooder since November the 5th.
So much gooder. I love it. I love it.
How late did you stay up Tuesday night?
I stayed up till 9 o'clock. I was really worried about Pennsylvania. And then I said, well, whatever happens, happens. And then I went to bed and I'm thinking, you know what? These dirty rats, so-and-sos, they tried to rig the election the last term. They're probably going to try to do the same thing.
The big
and
rig.
I said, you know what? We've been praying for this. We hope and pray that God answered our prayers and heard us and is willing to help us. And I just left it in God's hand and I went to sleep.
Well,
I woke up the next morning, my girlfriend calls me. Well, have you seen the results? I said, please don't tell me it's bad news. She said, no, it's excellent. She said, I got one.
Well, you know what?
I got one.
The only thing that was frustrating is I was watching the New York Times. You know, they have those needles and stuff where they're tracking people and all this thing. And they got him to 270 electoral votes, and they stopped updating his. She was like 130 or something.
Yeah.
And so they would only update when they called her. So they held all the others back. So she got over 200 before they would do anything. And even after Fox called all of these states, the New York Times would not call anything.
Yeah.
No.
And so even after he was doing his speech, New York Times was saying that he still didn't have 270.
Well, the thing is, I started hearing yesterday afternoon that while everybody says that everybody's playing checkers, but Trump is playing chess,
right?
I understand that he stopped quite a few truckloads, and I'm talking truckloads of mail-in ballots that were headed towards Pennsylvania, and I think the other one was Arizona.
Could have been. They still haven't called all the races in Arizona or California, and I don't understand that.
Right. They stopped all of that. So I think that we're headed for some good times, but I got to work, and we have some cynical people, and they say, well, politics don't matter to me because I still got to pay my bills. I still got to do this. I still got to do that. And I like I said, God's a good God, and I had to control my tongue because I felt like telling them, yeah, but wouldn't it be better if you didn't have to pay almost $2.80 a gallon for gas?
Yeah, but these are the same people that want everything paid for them, and they don't have to if they're complaining about having to pay their own bills.
That's exactly correct. That's exactly correct. So I just, like I said, God is good, and I just kept my mouth shut and didn't say anything. So I'm very happy with the results. The first person he fired was Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Kamala,
I got a list.
Kamala, you're fired.
I got a list. I'm going to get it. Joe, I got a list I'm going to get into hopefully before the end of the show.
Oh, yeah.
Of the biggest losers on Tuesday. It wasn't just Kamala that lost. There are a lot of other people that lost on that day. And
let me just say this. I hope that one of the top 5 is going to be the Department or the Board of Education because they are worthless. They are ruining the kids. And I think it needs to go. I think that what there needs to be is each state wants to have their own regional Board of Education and leave it at that. And that's the people that are closest to their people, that are closest to their constituents, and they know what they want for their kids.
Right.
And I think it should be that way because that's what this place is all about, is giving everybody a voice. And if you can't help me raise my kids the way I think I need to raise my kids, then I don't need you.
Yeah, we live in the United States, not the federal government.
Ooh.
Right. Yeah, you can't be putting your foot around, where my kids are and who's going to tell my kids about sex. I mean, I think that's ridiculous. That's a parent's responsibility. I don't want the coach to tell my kids about sex. I don't want the kids in the neighborhood to I want them to come to me and say, hey, look, we're going to have a conversation. You want to be an adult? This is something that's an adult idea, an adult theme. We're going to talk about it man to man, man to woman, whatever it is. You're my daughter. I love you, and I'm going to explain it to you.
I had to learn about it at school, but it wasn't from the teachers.
Well, that's what I mean.
My parents taught me a set of books.
You had the book version, okay?
Yeah.
Did you see that episode of Big Bang Theory where Penny tells Sheldon, well, didn't you read that book that we gave you, or did you forget what happened when you started to grow your big boy part?
Oh, mercy. Okay.
Yeah, well, I think
So, I don't know why people are so scared to talk to. You see, I don't know. Maybe it's me or the way I was raised, but to me, that's a natural subject. If you don't attack it or if you don't discuss it when you're supposed to, you're setting your kid up for life.
Yeah.
That's just not the way you're supposed to do things.
Yeah.
When your kid asks a question, you're supposed to answer it. Let them figure it out or let them ask you the next question. I had this conversation with my son, and it worked out very well. I didn't have a problem. He didn't have a problem. And, that was the end of that.
This is funny, Joe. You'll appreciate this. When I was 33, getting married for the first time in my life, and we don't need to talk about anything, do we?
No, Dad. Got it.
No, I'm good.
I'm good, Dad. I got it. Yep.
Good Lord.
I'm
But
telling you.
I really think that Trump is going to do the things that he said because during his first election, it said promises made, promises kept, and that's what we expect from him, and he knows that, and he's already starting to do quite a few things, but I think the fact that he stopped all of those truckloads of ballots that were on their way, I think lets you know the reach of the people that are really for him and want to help him get elected. And we know and we don't really care what anybody else thinks. And I think that it's going to be, from day one, he's going to go in there and start revamping the White House.
Well, he made the promise Wednesday morning that promises kept will be his guiding principle.
What do you think about this choice, Joe, for chief of staff?
I didn't hear about that. Who is it?
No, it's Ms. Wiles. She's like a campaign, kind of as a campaign chairman.
Yeah, she was awesome in the campaign.
Let me put it this way: it's one of those strong, intelligent women that Mark Cuban said that Trump doesn't like to surround himself with.
And she was one of the architects of the 2016 election.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she's been with him for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And by making
Definitely
that choice,
a loyal Trump supporter.
yes, but she's going to be one of the ones that's going to be helping making the decision of who's filling the other roles.
Mm-hmm.
And she's very loyal and very protective.
Well, you got to think about something because Trump is a very strong person. He knows what he wants, and he wasn't going to let anybody talk him into something different. If you heard him when he made the acceptance speech, when he talked about JD, he said, when I made that decision, he said, I took a lot of heat for it.
Right,
And he did because he was somebody that was completely and totally unexpected. But if you paid attention to JD and what he said and the things that he did while he was on the campaign trail, helping Trump and with Trump, you knew right then and there that that was a good choice, whether we knew enough about him or not. Trump knows what he's doing. And Trump, what I like about him is he doesn't care what anybody thinks. He's going to do what he knows is supposed to be the right thing. And that's what I really like about him.
There you go.
Well, I got to go. I love y'all. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Joe.
Hopefully she'll call and let us know if Trump calls her for a position.
Well, that's a good point. Maybe she could be press secretary.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
That would be fun. Well, we're going to be, we got to get to our guests. We got to tell folks about, think about people that know what they're doing. And I'm talking about Adam Carmichael and Adam McCree. They definitely know what they're doing when it comes to glass replacement in your automobile.
The most transparent business in community is A&A Glass. If you have any specks, cracks, or any kind of things on your windshield, these guys can fix you up. If they can't fix it, they can replace it. They can take care of your car and get it to where you're driving safely on the road again. And on top of everything else, if you've got some vehicles that are too big to bring into town, they'll actually go out and work on those as well. All you got to do is go down to 22nd Avenue. That is the Sheila Ward Calhoun Parkway. Go down and check them out. They're right 2 doors down from the Children's Museum. Roll in there and ask them to see what they can do for you. Work with insurance companies. They'll do whatever they can do. They'll beat any price in the area. They're trained, well trained. And it's not a challenge for them. All you got to do is go to A&A Glass Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Or you can give them a call at 601-693-GLASS, 601-693-4527.
All right. We have Lisa Scruggs here to talk with us a little bit about what's going on. Northcrest is doing something for mistletoe. Lisa, welcome to our show.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Tell us what mistletoe is all about up there at Northcrest.
Okay, mistletoe at Northcrest is tomorrow at 3 a lot of local vendors, some vendors from Alabama, Louisiana.
Uh-huh.
They have a lot of homemade stuff, handmade, that you can get other places.
Right.
Okay.
A lot of the stuff we have is unique that you can't find other places. Some of the stuff we'll have will be t-shirts, they'll have trucker hats, bar, working, ladies' clothing, crocheted items, fancy warmers and candles, pottery, home decor, made for Christmas, decorating, all that kind of stuff.
So it's a lot of Christmassy stuff that you can find at, and this is at Northcrest Baptist Church
In the gym.
in the gym, which is just right off of. If you don't know where Northcrest is, it's easy to find. It's right off of North Hill Street.
You go like you're going to bowl, and when you can't find the bowling place,
You're at Northcrest.
you're in Northcrest.
You're there.
You're right next to the bowl now. It used to be.
Right. remember that big tree that was down in the curve?
Yeah.
All that way down there?
Yeah.
It's just before you get to that.
Right by that house in Martin.
Yeah.
It's 20 years ago. Northcrest Baptist Church. It's called Mistletoe at Northcrest, and it's a place for you to come and enjoy the great vendors that have come from far and wide to bring their wares for you to help your Christmas season be even better.
Well, not only that, there's also, when I've been there, they have a lot of things that you can get for gifts. And you're going to have a little concession stand there as well. There's like treats and stuff, so the guys can get.
They'll also have specialty coffee, desserts, brownies. I'm
Cool.
not sure what else. While you're shopping, you get hungry, take a break. There's things to sit down and eat and go shop some more.
By the way, I was being sexist toward the men because men would rather eat.
Well, I don't know
not-
if it's sexist or just, there is. Why not just be like practically real?
Okay, like my
Real.
perspective, if I take my wife, I'm going to be the
Yeah.
concession while she's doing whatever.
A lot of people do that.
It's like when I walk in like a clothing shop, a female clothing shop, with my wife, I always ask, "Where's the man chair?
There should always be a bench.
Where's the man chair?
Yeah.
Where can the man go and sit alone with his thoughts while his wife goes and shops and tries on and all this other kind of stuff?" So,
Right.
so yeah, you got to have a man chair.
That's right.
All right, that's Northcrest. That's Mistletoe at Northcrest, and it's coming. It's tomorrow, and it starts when
8 to 3.
8 to 3. Very good. All right, so that's almost. That's gonna feel like all day at the end of that.
Yeah, well,
It will. It'll feel like all day.
because see, they got to get there at 6:30 and set up and do all
I'll
that
get there.
thing.
So
Yeah.
I can let vendors in. So they
Ooh.
can get everything ready. Door
Yeah.
opens at 8.
And then you got to be there past the cleanup. Yeah.
You don't get in unless Lisa says you're in. That's the way that goes. But no, it'll be a great time for you to do some Christmas shopping and maybe some decorating for your home for Christmas. So go buy Mistletoe at Northcrest. Lisa Scruggs, anything else that we need to talk about that we missed?
That's it. Thank y'all for having me.
Well,
Thank you.
We are so glad you waited. You're here just in time to hear Paul Carver talk about Southern Business Machine.
Yeah.
You can sell a
throw-
business supply.
You going to throw that to me right now?
I'm going to
Okay, cool beans. I'm glad I was prepared. Southern Business Supply. All you got to do is go right through Meridian there and cross over the Wayman Mill Bridge and go down about 2 blocks and turn left. You'll be at Southern Business Supply. Billy Adam Calvert and the folks have been doing it right for a very long time. They got all your office needs. You can get furniture. You can get inks, pens, for toner, and supplies for break rooms, which is very important, by the way. Janitorial supplies, that's the other half of that you got to have is very important. They can do anything that the big box stores can do, but your money stays right here in the community, and they would love to help you and work with you to meet all of your office supply needs. They provide next day delivery if you want to deal with that. They have 5 years of, they've been supplying more than 5 years the natural spring water coolers and the water and everything else. If you need anything, give Billy Adam a call. Billy Adam Calvert a call at 601-485-2447. 601-485-2447.
All right. Just go online and order what you need.
You can do that
too. They'll bring it to you. Pretty cool. All right, we'll be back. I'll take a quick break. Stay with us.
In U.S. history, President-elect Trump calling her tough, smart, innovative, and universally admired and respected. Fox's Aisha Hasni of West Palm Beach, Florida, notes Wiles is also the daughter of the legendary sportscaster and former NFL player Pat Summerall. A caravan of 3,000 migrants marching through Mexico for the U.S. border is breaking up, dwindling to 1,600, reports Reuters, losing hope about their chances in the U.S. with the Trump promise of deportation. U.S. footwear giant Steve Madden scaling back its Chinese operation.
to avoid tariffs under the incoming Trump administration. America listening to Fox News.
Hey, Meridian, it's Glenn Beck. Join me for the Glenn Beck program coming up at 9. Now back to Mornings in Meridian right here on Meridian's News Talk Station, 102.1 WALT.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. Airbnb reported third quarter earnings that were shy of analyst estimates, though it squeaked in a small revenue beat. The company reported roughly $3.7 billion in revenue, up 10% year over year. Airbnb said in a letter to shareholders that it is focused on expanding core markets. The stock fell about 3% in after-hours trading. Portugal's government plans to resume the sale of flag carrier TAP in 2025 after receiving interest from more than a dozen potential buyers. Officials said that TAP has also been strengthening itself in financial terms, with operating results in line with or higher than its European peers. Manolo Blahnik, the high-end shoe brand, has opened its first store in China after a 22-year battle over the legal right to use its name. In addition to the new boutique in Shanghai, the company expects to open a new store every year in China for the next 5 years. Futures are mixed just before the bell. That's your money now.
Patrick Allen Companies provide your business with the best commercial overhead doors, hollow middle doors, loading dock equipment, and glass installation. Also, Patrick Allen Companies provide you with the best residential garage doors, shower doors, replacement windows, and glass. For over 20 years, the name Patrick Allen has meant safety, service, and satisfaction. Contact Patrick Allen Companies today at 5305 Highway 145 South or online at patrickallen.com.
This season, Chevy brings classic pairings, cookies and milk, mistletoe and kisses, and your holiday plans in a new Chevy. Silverado 1500 gives you power and capability with 430 pound-feet of torque to haul your holiday tree. The Equinox EV and all-new Equinox, America's best compact SUV for new vehicle quality by J.D. Power, offer both confidence and style to see you through the holiday season. It's easy to see why Chevy makes everything better and brighter.
I got to on my blue, keep the dust in my hand. Lord, it's hard to be a bachelor man. I got girls that can cook, I got girls that can clean, I got girls that can do anything in between. I gotta get ready for everything right. A lot of family friends are coming over tonight.
Oh, remember when Hank Williams Jr. had the Monday Night Football theme?
Absolutely.
That was pretty cool, wasn't
it? It would still be Monday Night Football if they kept it.
That's right. You can hear Hank Williams Jr. and his father both on our classic hits station, our classic country hit station, The Legend 105.7. And big shout out to the listener out in Forest who discovered the station and said, hey, I love this station, 105.7.
I play Country Boy Can't Survive on a regular basis when I'm getting feeling in my oats.
Country Boy Can Survive. Yeah. Oh, man.
I like to spit some beach nut in that dude's eye.
That dude's eye. It's Mornings in Meridian, and we have a list of losers. List of losers that you said that come out of the come out of the election.
Everybody's always excited about Trump winning, and I got to thinking, there was Kamala lost.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was obvious.
Right.
But there were some other losers on Tuesday that I think are worthy of attention. And I mentioned one on Wednesday when I called. The first hot take on the election was that the mainstream media had lost because they had pretty well sold their credibility to try to pull her across the finish line.
Are you saying that there was about like 85% positive reporting for Kamala Harris as opposed to 70-some% negative reporting for Donald Trump on mainstream media?
I would say of the negative publicity, it was hyperbole where they're calling him a Nazi and a threat to democracy and all kinds of different things that I think encourage some of these assassination attempts.
And
I think there's blood on their hands for that.
Well, there's a lot of people out there that believe that stuff.
Because they're listening to that as their echo chamber. Because a lot of times people get hung up on their one station that they listen to, and they don't try to get other voices.
Mm-hmm.
And but I think mainstream media pretty well sold the last little bit of their credibility. I think Washington Post tried to pull it out in the end by not doing an endorsement, but then that even came off badly.
At that point, you know what they're doing. You know what they're doing.
Sure. It's like Mark Cuban sending a consolation. I mean, a note of congratulations to Trump. He's been calling him a Nazi for months. At this point, I think he's got a contract he's trying to say.
It doesn't play well.
Okay, so
here are more losers on the list.
Next loser, Hollywood.
Hollywood. Yes.
Hollywood.
Yes.
Hollywood performers making endorsements is ridiculous. They're upsetting 50% of their potential market. You wonder why movies are failing left and right because they're putting in woke information in these things that it's Hollywood sold what little credibility they had left trying to pull her across the finish line.
Now, having said that, I get that because we've talked about that, and I maintain the fact that Jimmy Kimmel's tears were not so much that Kamala lost, but I think his finally realization of his relevance in the scheme of things. I think that's what's sad for these people. They realize, wait a minute, my influence is very limited. It's very limited.
I think it's also the fact that their names may appear on some lists that have been withheld up to this point. I'm thinking Epstein and P. Diddy.
Yeah.
A lot of these people probably are concerned about that information coming out.
Now, having said that about Hollywood, what do you think about then those who came out for Trump, like, for example, Dennis Quaid?
Dennis has always been a conservative. I don't think he's changed colors.
Right.
I don't think he at the last minute came out and said, whatever. I think he's the man who made the Reagan film that has done really well.
I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't yet.
I've got to see it.
But he's always made those rock solid movies that you sit down and you don't mind watching with your family. I think he's been there a long time. I don't think he changed his colors. It's like folks like what's Angelique Jolie's dad. He's been that way. He's not changing.
John Voight. He was at Palm Beach the Tuesday night.
But if you here's the tip: if you see a Hollywood person and they're not telling you what you should vote or how you should vote, you can bet they're pretty much going to be a conservative. Just saying.
All right, so we got mainstream media and Hollywood next on the losers list.
Barack and Michelle Obama. Now, I do not subscribe to the conspiracy theory that they were pulling the strings on Biden because they hate each other. I think Biden hates Barack. I think Barack hates Biden. I don't think there's any love lost between them. I do subscribe to the fact that perhaps Barack was pulling the strings of the person who was pulling the strings. Whether that's Jill or whomever it was.
Okay.
But they went out on the trail and they put it all out on the line and they shamed people, black men, for not voting for a woman.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. Can you believe all that stuff? So they were also in the effort to replace Biden. They were heavily in that, along with some Hollywood people who were involved in that. But that brings me to the next person on our list, which was Nancy Pelosi, who was the one that actually delivered the chopping blow to Biden. And now what?
Now let's think this conspiracy through. And I know we've got a caller on the line. Please hold. We're going down our list here. We're going to get to you. But I heard one thing that occurred. I had not thought about this, but I heard one thing about the lawsuits that they brought against Trump were his party around him so that he could ensure him being the candidate, because that's who the Democrats wanted to run against in this election. Do you give any credibility to that? Have you heard that before?
No, that made my eye twitch.
I know, but when I heard that, it kind of made me twitch too. But I said, can they be that diabolical that they're saying let's persecute him with these lawsuits, coalesce his party around him, and force his party to coalesce around him, and then take that run against that later on in the year?
Well, that brings me to my next loser, which was the Department of Justice.
But then the orchestration of that combined with then get to the debate and take Biden out and put Kamala against Trump. Hey, they were working on their magic combination there.
Yeah, no,
they're not thinking that far out.
No, I don't. That takes a little bit more aluminum foil than what I got. I think they honestly thought that they would persecute him or prosecute him, that people would not vote for him being a felon. The problem was, this is the issue with the Department of
mugshot. Yeah, we got it.
Well, here's the issue. They got so excited when they got these things going, and then it failed because people saw through it as being clearly political influence. They were trying to just warfare. Okay. So I think the Department of Justice, I think that would also include the Homeland Security with Mayorkas and the border, all wrapped up in those departments. But that also includes Fani Willis. I don't think she won her re-election, but she'll never be taken seriously. Correct. The New York legal system falls under that category as well.
So they're in the loser list. New York legal system.
George Soros is on the loser list.
All right, George.
Some of his people. I think Mark Cuban and Bill Gates are both losers in this. And I think one of the biggest losers that we haven't heard the end of yet is Dr. Fauci. Because you can put all the aluminum foil on you want, but I'm telling you, Dr. Fauci has blood on his hands. How this was handled, I think he was involved in the development and the gain of function. I think he funded that. I think he lied to Congress on multiple occasions.
And Trump wanted to fire him.
But he couldn't. So I think he is one of the big losers. So that's my list from Kamala all the way down to Fauci. I think there were a lot of people. And I think the reason they were so vehemently against Trump was because they knew they were weak and they knew that these positions were going to come back to haunt. And when you have the presidency, the House, and the Senate, you lost all your power.
Yeah.
So that would include Schumer. That would include all these others.
Shot themselves in the foot with their derangement. I think Trump's derangement syndrome has hurt the party of the Democrats.
Well, yeah, and I think you can add on Oprah. You can add on any number of people.
But she can't lose because she's so self-sufficient, and nobody's going to care. And it's like, yeah, she's whatever.
Well, I mean, anybody come out and said that women are going to lose the right to vote.
That was idiot.
Anybody says that he's going to put people in concentration camps. Anybody says he's going to be a dictator, that he's going to cancel voting in the future. Here's the thing. That is ridiculous. And the reason it's ridiculous is because why would he wait until a magical second term that he may or may not win?
Yeah.
when he could have done it when he was in there the first time.
Right, exactly. Well, again, it didn't matter what he was really like or what he would do. It's what would their party believe.
Right.
All right. What do you think about Paul's list of losers? Let's go to the phone line. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Hey, Miss Ruth.
We're doing fine.
Paul, are you a university graduate?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. So you're not untrusted. All right. So
Whoa. Back up just a second. You said what now? You asked me if I was a college educated.
No,
What?
I said you're on Trump's list. No, we're talking about Trump. This is list. If you don't have a university education, in this category, you were a basic person, BA. But let me move on to something
This is some junk she's been listening to, and
Let me do it so listening.
I feel like that was a slap in the face, Miss Ruth. Honestly.
People, excuse me, please. May I could go on with what I called for?
well, you can go on. Ruth, you can here. If you'll listen to this, then I'm going to let you continue. Don't throw this garbage out here like you just did about this basement people mess and then expect us just to look over it. Now, if you want to call this station and talk, you're welcome to do that, but we're going to stop you, especially when we hear junk like what you just spewed, and we're going to contest it, just like we do in a conversation.
Here's another question that I have for you, Miss Ruth, and that is, what if I had answered that question in the negative and said I did not have a degree? What would you have said to me next?
I would have told you that, you see, I talked to Roger. Do you remember things? This is not the first time I told. Remember? I don't know. Maybe you know a lot of things because you had said, "Well, I never knew the basement thing before." So this is not the first time I said that. But what I wanted, because I was telling you about some people, get off here now. Telling you
These are just talking points that you've gotten from your side of you've heard from your section of the citizenry. The electorate, when you hear these things, the basement people.
I want to know what you were going to say if I said no. That's all I'm asking you.
No, wait just a minute, please.
You kind of shoot yourself in the foot when you say this stuff. When you call the station and you say this, you kind of shoot yourself in the foot.
Well, okay, all right, Roger. Okay, this is not the first time you've heard this because I said
Stop. No, that's why. No, I won't stop because I'll respond to what you just said. It's not the first time I heard her say it, and that's why I told you this is some junk that she's been hearing from the propaganda that she gets.
I asked one question, and I just want one answer.
Excuse me.
I just want one answer, Ruth. I asked you a question. What would you have said if my answer to your question that I had a college degree had been no? What would you have said next?
I would have said that you are on. He could have changed now. That he's gotten shot and all of that. But we're talking about what happened before this time. I would say that you are. He was people in his office and in his circle. You would think that he would refer to as a BACNT person. That's what I would have told you. How
do you know that's what he would?
You want to get to the. You know what, Roger? You don't want to get.
That wasn't Roger. That was Paul.
No. The reason why I'm calling. Wait just a minute. I am calling to say how happy I am today. All right, and most people do not agree with me. The reason why I am happy today is because Elon Musk is right there in the circle with now. And Elon Musk spent his 30 days in Africa, and he spent the later days with his mother in Canada. So he comes with a different kind of mindset in terms of what he saw as a child. Elon has 11 children. He's had 3 wives, and all those children and the wives are living right there on a compound that he built. That's Africa. You don't go getting rid of women and putting them here to marry this one and divorce this one, and they're running out of shelter. The children are here. All of those women are under one kid. Now, that is what he has done. He had all of those women. He has 11 now. He has 11 children and trying to get some more. All of those women are living on a compound with him. I don't know if there's other stuff involved with it. That's not my point. The point I'm trying to make about his mindset. This is his mindset. And the thing about it, when they announced that Trump had won that election, he got another $15 billion in his account. So this man is $265 million. So he's coming in here now with all of this wealth and all these various kinds of ideas. And the president, our president, Paul Trump, I think he has about 8 million, 8 billion, who is relatively speaking above us. So what we need to do here is that these people he's bringing in, he doesn't know what he doesn't know. See, that's what the problem is.
He doesn't know what he doesn't know.
Elon Musk. Watch Elon Musk. Just watch it.
Ruth doesn't know what she doesn't know.
Ruth is.
I gotta say, here's my response to
I'm
all
not
that.
going to say anything. I think Ruth speaks for herself.
No, I think she called me out for having a college degree or not having one.
No, she
whatever
was just simply saying that if you had a college degree, you were not on Trump's list of basement people.
But I was an
If you
idiot.
didn't have a college degree, then you were on his list of the basement people. So
I don't know what all that means. All I can say is just wow.
Well, the list of losers is growing.
That somehow or another, Elon is happy because Elon was born in Africa. That makes it okay.
Don't even.
Yeah, I mean, the math.
Morning's in Meridian. Let's take a call here. Good morning. Welcome to our show.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It sounds like sour grapes to me. What about y'all?
I'm just still trying to wrap my head around it.
I think we have a good term in the South. It's called "bless your heart."
That was not what I was thinking, but go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to call in and say that we're always talking about the good old days. Well, buddy, I can tell you right now, these next 4 years, we're going to look back and say that was the best time this country ever had.
Yeah.
And for anybody else to say when prices are down, the standard of living is better, and and then to denigrate that or have something negative to say about that, all I can say is you must be a real frustrated, bitter individual, because when something is good for the majority of the country, how can you sit there and complain about it?
Well,
I don't understand that. But I think we will see the best growth in this country has ever seen. So y'all buckle up and get ready, because it's going to get better.
Well, I'll tell you this:
Shot.
Trump's derangement syndrome is real, and people need to get some help because he lives rent free in their head.
Well, they need to face that the fact you got a winner and a loser. Well, Trump's the winner, so deal with it.
Yeah, well,
it's just like a football game. You got a winner and you got a loser.
I didn't go hide in the safe space when Barack won. I didn't hide in the safe space when Biden won. I picked up my bootstraps and went on.
Well, I wasn't constantly calling into the radio show every day that Barack was in office and complaining about him. I can tell you that right now. I just accepted it like, well, that's who won, and we need to support our president. I didn't support God. He wasn't my president. I don't think he won that election legitimately. But that's just my view.
Yeah.
But,
all right. Well, thank you, sir.
That's what I wanted to say. Y'all just buckle up and get ready. It's going to get better.
Buckle up, get ready. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the call.
Y'all have a good one.
And Ruth, if you're out there listening still,
the queen of hearts every time. Have you heard the battle belongs to loser? He's a loser, but he still keeps on trying.
All right. In honor of your list that you just shared with us, Paul, I'd throw that tune in there from RB.
You need to fix the pronouns on that.
And of course, we've got time for a quick call. But first, we do have to tell you about Doc's Toyota up the road there. Just up the road in Philadelphia, short drive for some great deals.
If you haven't seen it yet, go up in the evening and see that shining city on the hill. Doc's Toyota right there. They got all the cars you could want. They got your Camrys, Tacomas, 4Runners, Tundras. They got used cars, new cars, all kind of cars. They got them at Doc's Toyota. And they're open Monday through Friday and even on Saturday for you to go and take a look. Sales is there from 8:30 to 6 p.m. And on Saturday, they're from 9 a.m. until about 3:30. But they got a service department that is just world renowned, and they will take care of any problems you run into. It's Doc's Toyota. They're on Highway 16. And if you can't get up there today, go to docstoyota.com and check that out. Or you can just give them a call at 601-600-3786. Tell them we sent you. Go see them at Doc's Toyota.
All right, to the phones we go. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, isn't it funny how the first night first we have calls in and talk about names, calling, don't call names, don't call names, and then they don't call names, basement dwellers. See,
Apparently, I'm uneducated too.
Oh, basement dweller is actually a move up. I was garbage, according to Biden.
Well, that's all I do.
Do you think she'd be offended if she knew I went to USM?
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
All right.
Everything.
Got about 30 seconds, Chuck. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to talk. You don't want to shut up. Hey, forget this gracious mess. Y'all know they're already trying to talk about put him in jail after this term. So forget all this gracious mess reaching across the aisle trying to unite with Democrats. We don't have nothing to unite on. Nothing
Well,
to unite on.
if they want to ensure a Vance victory in 28, then go ahead and put him in jail.
That's right. But real quick, what happened to Kamala's latest caravan coming out of Mexico? It's breaking all the pieces.
There you go.
Down there when the Mexicans
Say goodbye, Chuck. Say goodbye. We'll see y'all Monday.